Alright guys, welcome back to Strong Successful Male. So for today, I'm going to be doing an update to the extremely popular video I covered a couple days ago, which was titled, Golddigger Wife Expected to Get Rich in Divorce, Freaks Out Upon Learning They Were Never Married. And guys, that video, so many of you guys wanted to know what happened afterwards, right? Because the events of that story happened many, many years ago, and as a recap, that's about the guy who's telling the story about his buddy Jay, who married some gal named Laura, who he only knew for a few years, and during their marriage, she was cheating on him the whole time, planning, of course, to take him to the cleaners. Jay was a very successful, wealthy guy who worked on Wall Street, JP Morgan, I believe, a trader and all that, had a ton of dough, did not as much when he first got married, but after they got married, he had a huge net worth and all that, and never signed a prenup. Found out Laura was cheating, was ready to take her to the cleaners, but she was going to take him to the cleaners. And lo and behold, it was discovered that they were never actually married. When they were, the day of the ceremony, the pastor, the priest who officiated the wedding, an Italian guy who was near retirement, didn't send the documentation to the state of New York, and therefore, because New York never got the paperwork confirming it, well, they're never married. And this dude's mother, lawyer, got that information presented to the girl, Laura, and she had a freaking colossal meltdown, and that was the end of her, and she didn't get anything. In fact, she was left with attorney fees. It was hilarious. Well, anyhow, I wrote to the guy who sent in the story saying, hey, man, what happened? Because so many of you guys wanted to know. Well, here he is writing in about what happened, and it's definitely pretty entertaining. Not too long, but definitely I thought you guys want to hear about it. So he says here, hey, SSM, Jay is not married. I don't think he ever will get married again after what he went through with Laura. Hallelujah. We all kind of speculate on that one. I didn't think he'd get married after all that. It's just a shame if he ever wanted kids, he's not going to have kids, but there you go. He is, however, in a relationship right now. He's been with a woman for the last 3 or 4 years. Even if he did get married one day, there is zero chance that he would not get a prenup. As a matter of fact, his prenup would probably be as thick as an encyclopedia. Yeah. Well, if he's been with this woman 3 to 4 years, sooner or later, she's going to be pressing him to get married. Unless he made it abundantly clear in the beginning of the relationship, no marriage. But even then, that doesn't mean she's not going to try. Especially if he's got money. He better have a giant ironclad prenup. Or put his money in a damn trust. I'm surprised he doesn't have to do that. As for Laura, oh yes, as for Laura, she still lives in her Queens condo that she had back when she and Jay got, quote-unquote, married. The girl who exposed Laura's infidelity is called Bridget. That's actually her real name. Jay did not remain friends with anybody from Laura's side after the whole breakup, but he does on occasion talk to Bridget via social media and text. Well, Bridget's the one that revealed to him everything that happened, so yeah, thank God for her. Laura is still single to this day. Laura's obviously in her 40s, and guess what? Not physically as demanding as she once was. Or physically in demand. She had one other long-term relationship after Jay that lasted a few years, but that also ended. I don't have the details. She's living the good old middle-class lifestyle these days, and to her credit, though, she kept trying to stay in Jay's life for many years after the breakup. Of course she did. She was trying anything because she lost that lavish lifestyle. All Laura had to do was just keep her legs closed, be loyal to him, and she would get to have that super expensive socialite lifestyle and walk around with her $5,000 handbags and $2,000 shoes, or however it works. All she had to do was stay loyal to the guy, and she'd have that to this day. But, at least for him, thank God that happened. Jay said he came close to having his attorney intervene at one point because she would not stop harassing him. I think she felt that if she just kept pleading her case enough times directly to Jay, that maybe one day he would help her financially. I really don't know how these cheaters think. It is really wild. Well, it's called hoe logic. That's what it's called. Yeah. Married him on purpose just to take all his money. Bided her time, cheat on him left and right, and really thinks he's going to, but this makes the point, guys. When a woman has made up her mind to how she thinks a guy is, that's it. Good luck ever changing that. She's always going to see it that way. That's why they always expect guys to take them back. Guys that kiss their butt for so long. But the guys will wake up to reality sometimes and say, no. Jay literally found out that she had hooked up with multiple men during their marriage, yet she thought that he would give her money out of the kindness of his heart. Kindness of his heart of a Wall Street trader? Yeah, sure. Just the thought of this makes me really think about how you characterize women on your channels. You really have to take the blinders off and see the manipulators that they are. It really is crazy. That is why all guys should hear stories like this, at least for a little while. It's just like all guys should learn self-defense and fighting skills for a couple of years just to get the basic fundamentals down. Guys that don't know this are going to just be wiped clean. Your average guy, you know. Jay does not live in NYC anymore, by the way. Back around 2017, 2018, he moved to Minnesota for a new job. I was visiting him a few weeks back, which is when he finally gave me the permission to email you the story. He still has his place in NYC, though, and he visits often because his mom still lives there. He's actually planning on coming here in June. Jay's mother is still with us. I work in IT, so I'm kind of the official tech guy for the family and friends. I visit Jay's mom every so often and to help her with the home Wi-Fi and computers or anytime she needs help. That's really good of you that you look in on his mom. That's a good friend, you know, because I guarantee that means the world to Jay, and it means the world to her, you know. Good friend of mine, he lives in Massachusetts still, and his mom lives down here in this part of Florida 6 months of the year, one of the snowbirds, and I get together and see her, and she's awesome. She's 85. I'm seeing her tonight, you know, and I know it makes him feel comfortable knowing that I'm nearby. I can look in on her. It's just what you do for your friends. What else? We still talk about the whole breakup thing when I visit. Jay's mom still gets angry to this day anytime she thinks about Laura, and she gets a smile on her face knowing that Laura never got a dime from her son. Ha ha. Remember how the mom hired a $1,000 an hour attorney, which nowadays probably $2,000 attorney, to do anything, dig up anything, and that's how I found out the whole thing, but the marriage certificate never got sent into the state. One thing I forgot to add to my original email, because I forgot, is that Laura and her family actually flew to Italy hoping they could locate the Italian priest. Well, think about how much was on the line. Yes, SSM, she spent the money to go find this man in Italy. Her plan was to find him and use him as a character witness in the civil case that she was trying to bring to court, but she failed and was not able to find him. But it's like I said earlier, NYC did not care who officiated the wedding. I'm still, just like so many of you guys in the comment section, because I saw a lot of the comments, shocked about that law in New York City. You'd think there was a state that would be, you know, sticking it to guys and making it easy for the wives, or ex-wives, or whatever. It'd be New York. But, hey, go figure. Oh, by the way, trying to locate this Italian priest in Italy. Good luck there. There are, God knows how many Italian priests there are in Italy. What else here? It says here, her plan was to find him, blah, 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 help him out, but she failed and wasn't able to find him. But it's like I said earlier, NYC did not care officiate the wedding, blah, blah, blah. I read that part. The only thing they were willing to accept was a copy of the marriage certificate. Now, I know I told you that Jay did have their certificate copy in a bank locker. You can guess what Jay did with that certificate. Let's just say it suddenly disappeared from the bank locker and never to be seen again. Well, of course, and he can deny, I didn't know anything about it. I never had it. There was actually a back and forth argument between Laura and her attorney over the copy of the marriage certificate. Jay's attorney simply stated that Jay never kept track of it, and Laura tried petitioning the court to allow her to search Jay's condo and his bank locker. But you have to remember, in the eyes of the state, this was just an argument between a boyfriend and girlfriend. They would never force someone to allow a search of their private residence under these circumstances. She failed at every attempt she made to prove the marriage. Even if Jay had the certificate, he would have to voluntarily submit it, which no way in hell would he do. So anyhow, guys, there you go. Like I said, it's a quick update, not a whole lot, you know. I mean, I would love to hear more, and I'm sure if he talked to his buddy, they could dig things up. But you guys are asking, so there you go. So thank God Jay never got married. You can imagine why he never got married. And this has been some time, you know, because he said this all was, I guess, in the early 2000s or so, but he wanted to keep a lid on this for a long, long time. Fair enough. But you know, the only sad thing is if he indeed wanted to have children, you know, but this girlfriend of his of 3 or 4 years, bro, to the dude that sent this in, I would certainly advise him that she's probably not going to accept oh, okay, we'll just be boyfriend, girlfriend forever. Bullshit. So just be aware of that. And if he does ever get married again, which I don't see why he would, but if he did, yeah. But then, prenup. But then again, also, a trust. I would imagine a dude with his kind of wealth, and it's probably greatly increased since then, you know. But anyhow, and as for Laura, no surprise that, nothing's happened to her. She's single. She's by herself, living in the same place, no husband, all that. She threw it all away. All she had to do was just be loyal and love this guy, but obviously she never loved him. She just got with him, to benefit from the wealth, but that's hilarious. So guys, there you go. That was a great story, one of the better ones I've covered in a long time. And any of you guys have a great story about yourself or your friends or anything like that, send it in. We'd love to hear about it. strongsuccessfulmale@gmail.com. And again, as I always say, if it's a good one, I'll definitely cover it. Anyway, guys, that is it for today. And again, send in your stuff if you got good stuff. And be sure to like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe. And I'll catch you next time.